Why we were late to start, but thank you for bearing with us and good morning. One more session of the week that was and the week that we expect it to be. Very clear expectations, probability is what we can talk of. Nobody on the face of this earth can say what will exactly happen. So we only talk about what can we expect depending upon the technical indicators that we are reading on the charts. So without wasting any much time, let me start by sharing with you the charts on Dow Jones, NASDAQ, TSX, and FTSE to give you an idea of what to expect for North American and European markets. So basically North American and UK markets. If you can see my chart, we are already on Dow Jones monthly chart. As we always do, we take off from monthly, take it to weekly, and then take it to day chart. Monthly chart, very clearly, 2 good months of bullish green candles. The previous month, in the month of October, has been an almost bullish engulfing for September, right? And November has carried forward accordingly. 2 weeks of November trading have been done almost, and currently you are at a high which was almost touching the high in August, which is at 34,281, as well as touching the high in May, which is at 34,117. We are at 33,747, right? So basic monthly resistance is at 34,250 and 34,300. That range is the monthly resistance, which is the first thing to be seen over here. So for us, also currently at 33,747, our monthly resistance is another about 500 points away. At about 34,250, 34,300 is where I would see the first monthly resistance. Now, monthly resistances are strong resistances. So you look at liquidating or booking your profits at 34,250 and 34,300. Look to book profits over here. Whenever Dow Jones spots touches 34,250, try and book take home profits at least and lighten your position, because it's a resistance level on a monthly zone. Targets on monthly, lifetime high can easily be achieved at 36,525. Don't expect that in this month itself, but yes, that is your first target. You could trade with a stop loss of the November month low so far, which is 31,727. That's at almost 2,000 points stop loss, but take it only if you want to take that stop loss, right? All right. Weekly chart, Dow Jones, very clear uptrend, super trend moving up, crossover on MACD has happened. Your signal lines have entered histograms in the first 3 and 4. CCI has easily curved up and been positive. Stochastic crossover is clearly seen and positive. First targets over here, 34,100, whereas monthly chart was 34,250. So get ready for that. Next target, 34,100, 35,150 is almost 1,000-point jump on a weekly chart basis, where your resistances are there. Now, 34,250, 34,150, again, strong resistance due to this support trend and due to this support trend here, both flattening, which is why I told you 34,200, 34,250, 34,300. Strong resistance monthly and weekly time zones. So learn to book your profits on time. In case if 34,320 gets taken out or gets breached on a closing basis on any 1 week, then your targets of 35,000 and 36,000 are immediately opened up. 35,100 and 36,000 get immediately opened up. Weekly candles, so expect that if this breaks open, if this breaches 34,325 or 34,335, only and only then you learn to go long for the fresh new target either by this year end or by Jan, latest by Jan. Clear? The day chart, Dow Jones, the last candle as good as a shooting star or a hammer, whatever way you call it, but at the top end of the day. Now, one more observation over here, if somebody has to be very careful to understand, this happened on Friday. Let's take an early close also, and we get that idea better. This is a 4-hourly chart, right? Now, the 4-hourly chart is also closing at the top end of the day. Now, one observation that I can share with you here all over again, in case if the close of the price of the counter that we are discussing is at the peak of the week, that means next week you will expect higher movement easily. You will expect higher movement easily. Now look at this level. This level over here on 16th of August has closed high at 34,281, and that is, as I've told you, a new resistance for you also. Monthly resistance, weekly resistance, day resistance is also at 34,250, 34,275, 34,300. Over there, please book your profits. Get your positions light. Chances are it can reverse and come down. Why do I say reverse and come down? Watch this gap which requires to get filled in. This gap requires to get filled in. So it could always go up to here and then come down to fill the gap and then again rally. Clear? So do that in mind. The only good thing is super trend is trending upwards. No chances of flattening. So upward movement can still be expected. MACD positive crossover again has happened above the zero line, far above the zero line, and which is why this could be a momentum up. Moment 34,325 or 350 gets taken out on a closing basis. Look for higher targets, right? Nasdaq. Nasdaq on a monthly chart is catching up with Dow Jones. Dow Jones was at the top of the edge. Here, Nasdaq has to move all the way upwards. He is now trying to catch up. Right? Currently 11,323 for Nasdaq. This is the monthly chart. Again, in the month of November, he has tried and tested the lows of October also, which were the recent lows. The low over here over 10,088, The low in November so far is 10,262. He has tried to come down, as you can see by the wick. Half a month is already over, and that has been tested and pushed upwards again. Tested and pushed upwards again. Right? MACD crossover not happened, but histograms reducing in height. CCI is curving up. Stochastic crossover not yet done. 8 moving average, your price is still below the 8 moving average. That is why I say NASDAQ and Dow Jones are two different indices, will give you two different flavors. Here, NASDAQ, your 8 moving average at 11,570 will act like a first resistance. Why do I say that? It crossed the 20, came down, it crossed 34, rolling down, coming to cross 65. Now, NASDAQ has taken support at moving average of 65, which is also at 10,090 at this current point of time, which is the low of October. Right? 20 moving average sloping downward, lower Bollinger Band curving downward, upper Bollinger Band flattening and curving, expanding up. Ballooning effect starting now. Number one. Number two, super trend has turned flat. So he clearly says this is your upper target, 14,500 for NASDAQ. But that target will, when will that be reached? Once and only if this level gets taken out. 11,700 and then 12,330 or 350. Only then will you look at this price going up. So far, looking promising of an upper movement, but this is the monthly chart. Let's watch the weekly and a day chart on NASDAQ. Weekly chart, bullish engulfing Marubazu for this current week. Closed almost at the top end of the week, so expect upward bullishness. That means expect this price to go to 11,115, 125. Weekly chart. 14,000 monthly chart. So 11,150. Sorry, where were we on week? Sorry, 12,150, not limit, 12,000, right? The last candle, weekly candle, has crossed over this bullish super trend, which was acting like a resistance and now moving towards this target. If 12,100, that's another about 800 points in NASDAQ. If this gets taken out, your next upward journey will start. Now, NASDAQ is trying to catch up with the broader markets of Dow Jones. Crossover happened, histogram in positive territory, CCI curving up, and stochastic crossover has happened at 24.5. Yeah, so expect a moving this thing. Now here, your upper Bollinger Band has turned flat. Look at this. You can actually see, draw the line, flattish line. So if upper this thing is turning flat in the Bollinger Band, that means my upper side is being capped, and if the pressure gets up, it will come down from here. So this at 12,150 will act like a strong resistance for you. 12,150 and thereafter 12,900 will act like a strong resistance for you. When will this resistance become weak? In case if Bollinger Band upper Bollinger Band, instead of turning flat, starts curving up, and the lower Bollinger Band follows it up. Because upper Bollinger has flattened, the lower Bollinger Band, the fall curvature down is becoming flatter also. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, lower Bollinger Band is also becoming flatter. So possibly a tube, and then with the lower Bollinger Band being squeezed also and moving up, then this could give you a breakout. But this breakout is required because it has to catch up with the broader markets. So weekly candle, bullish, engulfing Marubozu candle, almost a Marubozu candle, good volume, higher than the previous week volume, volumes rising from 9th October week onwards. This week volume was about 22.5 billion. Next week was 23.78 billion, 24.6 billion, 25.42 billion, and 26.8 billion. So volume rising all the way from first week of October in the trades that have been done in NASDAQ. So higher volume coming in, higher interest coming in. Why is it? Because it was at the lows around that time. The lows of 9th October have been tested last week and this week also. The close has been tested both the weeks and bouncing back. NASDAQ on a day chart. It's broken up two super trend resistances simultaneously by just 1 day movement. By just 1 day movement. But be very careful of this gap. This gap of Wednesday and Thursday. 10,519 to all the way to 10,800. This gap has to get filled in. Currently, first target 11,500, which is around the corner. 11,500, 11,700. Yes, Vivek.
Sir, this week on Tuesday, there is the PPI meeting, and also that unemployment thing
Numbers.
is also coming out this week, sir.
Yeah. So which is why this will act like a resistance over here, another about 150 points away. 11,450, 11,475 should act like a resistance for you. Now, super trend has just turned bullish. Look at your MACD, crossover has happened. Your signals have come in the first two histograms. The MACD line is also expected to come by the third histogram. If this opens up positive on Monday, this orange line will also come into the histograms, which will give it the impetus to move up. First 4 histograms, if both the indicators of MACD enter inside, it will give you a strong impetus to move up. And I am expecting by Monday or latest by Tuesday. Tuesday will be very, very volatile as per me. So Tuesday, this target of 10,450 and 10,500 will get touched definitely. By Tuesday latest, 10,450 and 10,500. Sorry, 11,450, 11,500 will get touched by Tuesday on NASDAQ. Your MACD is giving you that indication. CCI has very comfortably come to a good level of almost about 120 plus. Stochastic clean crossovers already given. All 3 plus super trend is all talking about. So this level of 11,450 and 11,500 should get touched by Tuesday first half. Monday or Tuesday first half, 11,000 450, 11,500 should get touched. At that point, you may get selling pressure. Numbers coming on Tuesday, heavy numbers coming. It may become volatile on Tuesday. So they will give you a large amount of big saws on Tuesday to shake off the weekends. Now, if 11,550 or 11,575, 580 gets breached on, and you start moving upwards, then your target is 12,100. Because then your price will be above the 65 moving average also, which makes it very, very bullish. Which will make it bullish. Now, that was one part. Day chart on NASDAQ. Look what is happening to the lower Bollinger Band on NASDAQ right from this date onwards. 17th of October. Last 1 month, your Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band is as good as flat. Know what I'm telling you in Dow Jones also? Sorry, in NASDAQ monthly chart, as good as flat. Upper Bollinger also flattish, but now in the last 2 days, it has started curving up. Now here, the lower Bollinger Band is being given a squeeze. So if this is giving a squeeze, the water or the flow will move upwards only. Added to this, your MACD indicator is saying double bonanza. CCI giving you the triple bonanza. And stochastic is at 65 and 45 is the quadruple bonanza. So 4 bonanzas coming together, and the 5th being this volumes increasing. Look at the volume increase from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one is good, lower than the previous one, but still higher than the average volume. So NASDAQ catching up to be done on Dow Jones. So look for a higher target, which I already given to you. Something at 11,500 in the next 1.5 days. By Monday or latest Tuesday first half. Why I say Tuesday first half? Because first half movement will be heavy. Second half movement will be light and volatile. This is the first half candle, 4 hours. Look at the last half candle. Practically no body, no wick, hardly anything. Hardly any volume also. 1.6 billion, and this is 1.72 billion. So that's also clearly seen there. Right? So that is why I say Monday first half, yes, look at it. Now, if you look at a 200-day moving average, or is this the VWAP? I don't know. Yeah, it's a 200-day moving average, 11,510. 11,510. If the number rings a bell, that's the price that we've been talking about to be achieved in Monday or Tuesday first half. Anybody trading, when to enter NASDAQ? If you wish to enter NASDAQ, enter at the low of this price at around 11,275 or 11,300 with a stop loss of 11,250. This stop loss. So you can enter this at about 11,270 or 11,300 for a target of 11,500 by Monday or Tuesday. Anybody wanting to take a trade in options? The trade is with you. The trade should be to buy 11,500 call, expiring on Friday, coming Friday, not Monday or Tuesday, but coming Friday. 11,500 call expiring on coming Friday. And close that call by Tuesday's first half. If you want to take your profits out, if you are in good profit, start trailing your stop losses, because once 11,500 is breached and 11,600 is breached, this will shoot out. It will shoot out. But expectations, it will go to 11,500. Let me do this. It will come down over here, go over here, and then cross down, fill this gap, and then go up. Because this will act like a resistance for you. Clear? So that was NASDAQ for you also. Let's take TSX. This is the monthly chart of TSX. Catching up to be done. Good month closing. So far, November has only tested the about 50% levels of October so far. Monthly crossover about to happen at the zero line on MACD, MACD, about to happen. Once this happens, this resistance is practically waiting to be breached. If this happens at zero line, CCI has anyway curved up, very healthy, nearing zero line at minus 36. Stochastic at 31 and 26 has given you a crossover already. And that crossover happened in the month of November and not in the month of October. Right? Look at MACD. See the crossover about to happen? If this crossover happens somewhere near zero or even at around minus near the zero line, it will give you a big boom, bump up, huge bump up. And that is where the price will take it to its lifetime high, which is over here, 22,213. Lifetime high, 22,213. Monthly chart. TSX weekly.
Sir, on the monthly chart, there was also on the last candle. Sorry, I just joined, but on the last candle, there's also lower price rejection.
Yes, there is.
And
that is why I said it tested it out in the last 2 weeks of November. It tested, but it tested to what level? Approximately about 25% of October.
Right, and I think it's taken support from one of the averages. On the 8 average,
moving average, it came down and moved up from 8 moving average. It's now above the 8 moving average, almost at the 20 moving average now.
Right. So on a monthly chart, it still has good strength.
Yes, it has. That is why I said it has a chance of being coming up, because your MACD is becoming, all your other indicators are becoming very, very, very powerful.
Yes, sir. Right.
Very strong crossovers are about to expected to happen. Very strong crossovers. At the same time, this 34 moving average was the base for this month in July, this month in September, and again in October. 34 moving average on the monthly chart acted like a support for this TSX index, which currently is at 18,605, which was the open of October. Almost open, 18,621, and your current is 18,6051, 34 moving average. So which is why it's taking that support of 34 and now again of 8 also and moving up. All right, go back to, let's go towards weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, sorry, not 5, 4. 4 white soldiers, 20,200, round the corner, 100 points away. Next resistance, 20,450, 20,550. Right? So this is almost done. This top 20,179 is almost been achieved here in this last 1 week. Now, if you look at the day chart, it becomes important. Where did it close? It closed at the top end of the week. So if it's closing at the top end of the week, next week will be bullish and is closing near the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart, just below the 200-day weekly average. Now, on the daily average, sorry. Let's go back to the week chart. The week chart, lower Bollinger Band, flattened, curving up, upper Bollinger Band, clearly now curving up. Middle Bollinger Band, curving up, 8 moving average, curving up, trying to move up. You are already crossed above moving average 34, moving average 65 is at 20,400. And that also happens to be your resistance at over here at 20,445 or 20,444. So if 20,444 gets breached for the upward direction, 20,560, 20,600 gets opened up for a weekly chart. Now, on the weekly chart, look at this. Your volumes are rising, which is important for you to understand that where did the buying come in? The buying came in at the low end of your weekly chart, and then buying has steadily kept on improving. Crossover on MACD has already happened. First 3 histograms and your blue line is already in. Yellow will follow in the next week or two. CCI, clear angle of 45 degrees and above, climbing up, healthy number of about 80. Stochastic crossover has happened, 73 and 57. Crossover happened almost over here, 16th of October week. October 16. That gives you 4 weeks of crossover on stochastic. Look at CCI moving up. Look at MACD, crossover happened after that, moving up. Super trend turned flat. You are at the super trend level to touch and crossover. Lower Bollinger Band moving up. 8 moving average curved up. 20 curving up. Above 34, touching 65. So in case if this gets taken out, 20,000, which is 20,200 is a short shot. If 20,500 gets taken out, your upward target is straight 21,600. 21,600. You are currently at 20,100. So I'm talking about another 1,500 points of run expected if and only if 20,500 gets taken out on a closing basis in the week. 20,500 gets taken out on the closing basis in the week. Expect the price to go to 21,600 comfortably. Another 1,000 points or 1,100 points further upfront. So that's TSX on a weekly chart.
Sir, when you say a closing basis for the week, we mean at the end of the week, we should be above
Yes.
that level, right?
That's
Not
that's
an intermediate something in the week
No,
and
no,
then it comes down.
intermediary-
That's not valid.
That's not valid, because look at this intermediary here. This week over here, it gave you a high and they give you a close, but
Right.
finally close it at 19,500 or 449. But it gave you a low of almost 19,090.
Right, sir.
Right. So closing basis is very clear. So then when we say closing basis on a weekly or a daily basis, for a week, if I say closing above 20,500 or 20,450, if on Friday you are seeing the value at 20,000, let's say 525, Friday morning, you keep your buy order at about 20,500 or 20,475. In case if that gets triggered, you buy it and take a move, because it is not expected to go down to 20,100 from 20,500. It will be close to that closing. This is what we do on Friday.
Right.
But
right.
if I see that on Monday or Tuesday, it doesn't mean I'm going to get ready to buy it.
Right.
Then I can do a temporary intra-week trade, trade, but I can't take a positional trade for 21,600.
Got it, sir.
Right? That is the way on week chart. Similarly on day chart, if I say closing on day basis, if your market is closing at 4 o'clock in the evening, at around 3:30, you know you have 1 hour left. How much more can the market fall? Well, the market can fall if it decides to fall, but normally if it is a bullish day, it will not fall. So you can buy keep a buying price and hope it gets triggered so that it will take it upward next day.
Yes, sir.
If the week is closing at the high point of the day of the week, that means next week will be bullish. I am repeating this in this session at least this time for the 10th time. And there's a specific reason I'm telling you all of this. This week has been a bullish closing week for practically all North American indices. So next week will be bullish, though we are expecting a lot of numbers on next week, starting Tuesday. Now look at this. TSX on a day chart. The last day, gap up opening, they closed the gap and it closed at a doji levels at the 200-day moving average. It got touched and brought back. The 200-day moving average was 20,146. It touched 20,169, almost 20,170, and then closed at 20,111. Right? So first target somewhere here, 20,300. Again, expecting this by first half of Tuesday. I'm expecting a 200-point movement in TSX by second half of Tuesday, or first half of Tuesday. Why am I saying this? Watch. MACD crossover in the positive territory happened here. And gap up opening. This gap has not yet been filled. That's why it could go up, come down, and again come up. What the markets will do is when the world is already at this point, practically a lot of your social media and the television anchors, experts will start saying 20,500 being crossed, look for an all-time high of 22,300. I'm trying to tell you 22,500 crossed, look for a high of 21,600 and then a correction. In the meantime, 20,500, 20,700, 20,500 will be over here. 700 cross, look for a downward correction to fill the gap and then move up. Let me show that to you on a weekly chart. It will be easier to show you on a weekly chart. That is the way it should be. It will give you a correction once it crosses this level. Once it crosses this level, 20,500, it will give you a slight bump up to come to 20,600, fall down, fill the gap, and then go towards the lifetime high. But this is the way it is going to go up 600, come down, then go up, touch 21,600, again come down, and then go to 22,200. So this will go up and come and close this thing. This will go like this now, if you ask me. This is the way it's going to move up. So 20,500, 20,600, come down, close this gap at 19,600 and then move to 21,600, then come down and move to 22,200. It will not be a straight line run. It will not be a straight line run, definitely not. Clear? So TSX on a day chart. Now TSX on an hourly chart is also interesting. Now TSX on an hourly chart, look at the support trend curving up. Look at 8 at the highest point, 20 next, 34 next, 200 and 65. 200 is turned flat, it will not make a difference. 65 will cross over and move up. And this will go up, come down, correct to this level and go back. Because this gap up has to get filled in. So when it goes up, the support trend will turn flat. It will fall down, give this closure, gap closure, and then move up. And that gap closure will be at the support of 200-day moving average. Now, when I've said this blue line is the VWAP. You all have studied VWAP already, right? One important thing to note over here is look at your MACD, look at your CCI, look at your stochastics. Histograms curving down, CCI curving down, stochastic flattening. This is a 4-hour chart. The day chart is giving a different image altogether. But CCI has flattened at 200, 218 to be precise. And we all know CCI anything above 225 is an overbought position. So which is why I'm expecting it to continue for some time. Come to 20,500 and then come down. Because the super trend is still climbing at an angle of about 80-85 degrees. He is not yet turned flattish, which is why I'm expecting it to go further up. Clear? Any questions on TSX, now Dow Jones or this thing? Or should I just give you a quick run on FTSE also? What is the chat on? Anybody chatting? Meta. Till my FTSE chart opens up, let me check out Meta for you. All right. Meta monthly chart. Whatever said and done, it's bouncing back from the low levels of 90, which we had already identified earlier also. It has crossed up to reach 50% of the candle in October. Still a long way to go. 135 is what way we expect for October closure, right? Histograms reducing in size, curvature, the crossover not yet happened. Even if this crossover happens, don't expect this price to go beyond 150, 160. Don't expect the price to go beyond 150, 160. Why am I telling that to you? I may not even expect the price to touch 140. I may not even expect the price to touch 140. Look very carefully what is happening on the other indicators. Look very carefully what's happening on super trend. Super trend is at an angle of 80-degree downward movement. No thoughts of even flattening out yet. No thoughts of even flattening out yet. 8 moving average at the rock bottom. Price is far below 8 moving average. Super trend going below 65 moving average, below 34, below 20. 20 and 34 is about to cross over in a negative direction. So Meta on a monthly chart, I don't even expect to look at this 130, 140 crossover happening even now. 15 days, 2 weeks of trading left in November. I'm not expecting it to cross over. Because if this crosses over, it will match this bearish Marubazu, almost like a Marubazu candle. If this matches, it will only match this and show you a trend reversal possibly. The monthly chart looking bad. Second reason for monthly chart to look bad, upper Bollinger Band curved up, flattened. Lower Bollinger Band curved down, no chance of flattening. So if there is flattening on the upper Bollinger Band, that means the pressure to go down will be even more higher. Though it's a very, very far distant pressure, but the pressure will be there. Check this out on the weekly chart. See this fall? See this fall? It gave you a support right from here. It gave you a sideways movement. Again, the fall happened, gave you a sideways movement. And look at the super trend turning sideways immediately. Again, the fall happened. He moved away. Now, 1 week green candle and you are feeling elevated about it. The super trend has just turned flattish now. But look at your 8 moving average coming down, 20 coming down, 34 coming down, 64 down, 64 giving you even more dangerous crossover at 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is expected to go further up. Weekly moving average, I'm talking about a 4-year low. So that means currently this price is at a 4-year average of this stock, below the 4-year low. Just look at this price. This is 90, and 90 is the figure which we had told you over here. Watching this levels, or even lower, sorry. But I remember discussing Meta about 2 weeks back on this level here, 86, 89 over here. Way back 2015. You are now talking of almost about 8-year low. You realize this? It's at an 8-year low value. This was the support zone over here, 2015 September. So I'm not expecting it to move up in the near future. This week closing has only closed 50% of this week downfall. That means it did not have the strength to close even up here. Now this at 125, 130 will be a strong resistance for Meta. 125, 130 will be a strong resistance for Meta. Go further up, 135. If anybody was hearing my words just a minute ago on a monthly chart, I told you very clearly, I am not expecting it to cross 135, 140 at all. By the month, I'm not expecting it to cross by the month. And I hold by that expectations of probability. Very strong resistance at 135. So 140 will be very far away. Very far away. 135 will be 130, 135 will be very strong resistance at this level. Not expecting it to turn back at all. Crossovers also, it has happened, but again, zero line, crisscross and fall down. No. So Meta weekly, not yet. Meta daily, intraday trades, short trades, possible. Now look at all of this. Fall, gap. It tried to fill the gap at this level for the last 3 days. It tried to fill the gap in the last 3 days, has only filled in about 40% of this gap. This gap is from 130 to 97. 33 points gap, which it has picked up from 101 to 113. So they have only clawed back 13 points out of the 37 points or the 39 points that they are supposed to claw. So he only clawed back 33% of this gap down. And it's at the 20 moving average. So this 121 will act like a very strong support resistance for them. 121, 121.25 will act like a very strong resistance, and the gap filling will still get prevented. The gap will only get filled at 130 and above. And once the gap gets filled in, now look what's happening. It gave you a fall, huge volume selling, volume drops, volume increases, and volume drops. Volume drops, goes up for a day or two, comes back down. Crossover has happened over here. You already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and the signal line has still not reached the histograms of MACD. So don't expect a strong momentum for it to move up. The crossover has happened. The green histograms are almost at the peak of their heights. Don't expect a large amount of momentum to pull it up, to take it to close the gap and move up. So even if it closes the gap at 129, 130, 140 here acts as a resistance. But prior to that, this is the resistance here, 135, 136. So Meta for me, short-term trades, minute to see Meta at about 120, 130, 135, sell, buy a put for what value? Buy a put strike price of 120. or 125, 2 weeks away. Whenever you see Meta at around 130 or 132, buy a put of about strike of 120, 125, 2 weeks away, a put strike of 2 weeks away. You will make good money. But they will be selling coming in Meta over there, definitely. Kamran, next, all right, 1 second. Nitya wanted to, we've done Meta. FFNTO.
Yes, sir.
Vivek, can we? You had asked for, let me finish Vivek first because Vivek had asked me TQQ
TQQ. Yes.
much before. So I'll take up Vivek first and then I'll take up the others also. I will take up every one of them, rest be assured, but Vivek being my name friend, I take him as a priority.
And for his patience, sir.
Yeah. He also happens to be one of my first students in Canada. Vivek, TQQ, as I've told you, with about NASDAQ. Similar line. Targets, first target 26.75. Next target 33. Seems difficult because super trend is falling down. Monthly chart. Seems difficult because the crossover has not yet happened and histograms are reduced in size. So this, at this level of 33 seems difficult. At this level of 26, possible.
Okay,
26, 27, possible. 33, I'll let you wait. It has to catch up. This is the monthly chart, right? So since we are all are trading on trading on this on a daily basis, I'll quickly run through week and then I'll take it today. Weekly chart, 30, first resistance. You're already at 23, 27, 28, or this at 26 is the first target, which is also the mid Bollinger Band. 26.50 is also a mid Bollinger Band. Good volume coming in the last so many weeks. Steady volume.
sure.
So first target, as I've just told you, 26, 27, easily achievable at the mid Bollinger Band. If that gets breached, 30, then you have your 200-day moving average at 35. But this is a weekly chart, so don't expect it this week. Year end, yes, by mid-December, you can look at it possibly. But important that this gets broken out, 30 gets breached upward side.
Okay,
30
sir.
has to get breached on the upward side. So my first target is at 26, 27, and then trail your stop losses immediately. Weekly chart. Day chart. Since most of your day traders on TQQ, this level has been breached. This level has been touched and breached. Next target, 25. Clear?
Mhm.
Now, before we go to the targets, look at the technical indicators. See the lower Bollinger Band? Right from 14th of October, one full month, one calendar month, and the lower Bollinger Band is almost like a straight line. Vivek, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Right? The upper Bollinger Band, squeezing it, slightly expanding, squeezing, and now expanding, moving upwards. The lower Bollinger Band is squeezing from down, curving up slightly. Curving up slightly. Look at a mid Bollinger Band, curving up slightly. You see this mid Bollinger Band?
Yep.
Curving up slightly. Super trend on a day chart has just turned bullish because this level got breached and this level also got breached. Both these levels have been breached, which is why he's turned bullish. Look at your volumes coming in. Now look at the indicators. Indicator is what will help you to gain confidence. The MACD, MACD crossover happens on this date. On 10th of August, November. And close when the histogram is turned positive. Yesterday, the blue histogram, the MACD line has already entered the histogram. The orange will enter in either Monday or Tuesday. CCI, clear cut upward direction at an angle of 65 degrees. Stochastic crossover has happened on this date. Clear? Now, all three indicators plus Bollinger Band talks about an upward movement. So, which is why my target is 25, 25.60, and then this target at 28. At 28, you will go and fill this gap, and go to 31, which is also your resistance over here. So from 28 to 31 or 30, 28 to 30.50 or 31, it will fill these gaps. Now this is a day chart. So you can look for all of this only and only if this level gets taken out, 26.50. If 26.50 gets taken out conclusively, and the other indicators will start talking about it, 26.50 gets taken out, 28 and 30.5 and 31 are around the corner. But 26.50 has to get taken out conclusively on a closing basis. 26.50 has to be breached on the upside, broken upside on a closing basis of a day chart. If 26.50 gets broken, my suggestion would be at 26, book your profits. At 26.75, re-enter for a target of 31. So at 26, book your profits. At 26.75, re-enter with a stop loss of 25.75 for a target of 31. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Those trading options, you very well know what are you supposed to do. Your strike prices have been given to you, though not spelled out clearly, but I've been clearly told to you how to take it. This gap, one has to be very wary of. At 20 and 18.5, $1.5 gap, you have to be wary of. So if you are buying on a day chart, Friday low was 21.12. If you are buying anything now, your stop loss is $21. If you want to buy, you can buy with a stop loss of $21. Way to buy, you can buy it at a price of $21.80, $21.75. Stop loss of 21. First target 25. Second target 26.25. So day chart, take a month-end expiry, strike price, buy a call of 26.25. Whenever you see spot at 21.75, 21.80 or 22, buy it. Spot stop loss 21. If your spot price of TQQ touches 21, you close your call option price for month end immediately in book your losses. Or keep booking profits and trailing your stop losses at 26. If you are still going to be greedy at 26 and you want to proceed further, trail with a $2 stop loss or a $1.50 stop loss, or the low of the previous day in this spot as your stop loss, trail it up. Clear? Vivek, any questions on this, or you want me to take a 4-hourly chart for you also?
Sir, 1 hour chart.
1 hour chart. The 4 hour gives you a better idea. The VWAP is at 22.23 on a 4-hourly chart.
Mhm.
And 22.23 was not touched in the last 4 hours of Friday.
Mhm.
Closed to the top end on the week. So you want to play dangerous, even more stronger, your stop loss is instead of 22, 23 or 21 can also be 22. To buy anything at about 22 can be your stop loss if you want to buy it at the current price. Ideal stop loss is 21, but if you want, 22 can be a stop loss, or 21.50 can also be a stop loss. And if you take a 1 hour chart, the last 4 hours have held above the VWAP, and VWAP is at 22.13. Eight super trend climbing, 20 below it, 34 below it to 20, and 65 below. All of them are perfectly aligned apart from 200, which will anyway come down below 34 and 65 very shortly. But that moves very slowly. So these two will cross over and come up further. The 34 has crossed over 65 only on this spot here at 11:30 on Friday. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So bullish chart. All right. So TQQ done. Gaurav, Barrick, Abhijit. Abhijit is still fond of Barrick. All right. Let's go back to Nitya first. FFN for long term. FFN long term. It's given you consolidation, monthly consolidation of about 4 months over here at this level. At this level. Currently, this month, 50% of the month is done, and he's covered approximately about 60% of this fall candle. This Marubazu candle, 60% has been covered up. You look at this point over here, 6 and 4. That's a $2 run, and currently at 5.3. So more than 60% has been covered up in this one candle already. Also, this high and this high are almost at same levels. So it is at a monthly resistance at 5.36, but this month is yet to get complete, whereas this month was completed. So expect 5.36 to get taken out Monday itself. Yes, Monday itself should get taken out, Monday or Tuesday latest. And super trend is flattened out, fallen down by a few cents, but ready to attract you. Ready to attract you. Crossover about to happen. CCI has curved up. Stochastic has given a crossover already. Monthly chart looking good. Long term, even if you enter today at 520 or 525, wherever you get a chance, this at 7.5 is a very strong resistance level for you. Look at the number of months it has spent over here, right from May 2021 till about March 2022. 10 good months of the year. Entire 2021 and first quarter of 2022 was spent at this level of about 7.5. So first target from here, 7.5 definitely. 7.5 definitely, which is also approximately about 50% profit if bought at the current value. Take the weekly chart. Now don't expect these targets within a week or within a month. These are monthly charts, so expect the targets in months. Very crucial super trend levels have been broken at $4.90. Right? Weekly chart. So first expectations 5.8. Only then will you look upwards. Weekly chart, they have just turned bullish. Crossover happened over here. 3 histograms a week have been done. Your signal MACD line signal has still not come in the histogram, yet to come. So this may get exhausted somewhere around here. 5.6 or 6 or 580, it may get exhausted and come down. Now, why am I expecting it to come down? Is possibly the day chart will talk about that. But the crossover is not yet happened. Even the 8 and 20 crossover has not happened. Once 8 and 20 crossover happens, it becomes very strong. Now at 6, your 200-day weekly moving average will act like a very strong resistance. Which is why I say it may go up, do a whisker touch at 6 and again fall back. So a whisker touch at 6, then this will be your new buying price, 490. 480 and 510 will be your new buying price. 480 and 510 will be your new buying price. Once it touches 6 and falls back. It will touch 6 or a whisker touching and then coming back. That will happen. Day chart. $200-day moving average. Okay, very strong chart on a day, but 200-day moving average at 5.5. When did it last touch the 200-day moving average and fell down?
So actually, Nitya was interested in entering this 2 weeks back.
Yes, but I wonder, has he entered it or not?
Most likely, because he was watching it when it was.
If I can unmute and speak, it will be nice to hear if he entered earlier. 2 weeks back must have been somewhere over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at around 420. 420 or lower value. Nitya, can you unmute yourself and speak if you're on call?
He's not on call.
He's not on call. All right. Good. If he's ended around 425, 430, I would say trail your stop loss and carry on. Trail your stop loss to 485 and keep taking profits. But I've given you the targets already. All right. Which are the other? Kamal, can you just check it out? Nitya, we are done.
Sir, Rafakat and Kamran's favorite shop.
Shop, Google and Doll.
And last week, sir, you had analyzed Square for Abhijit. He says that he has entered at 63.
Square, yes.
SQ.
SQ. One by one. Let's take Shopify first. Monthly chart, Shopify. First things first, consolidation at the month low. So consolidation level was 36, 35, which we must have identified somewhere over here also. If I'm not mistaken, we must have given this level 36, 37 as a buying zone for Shopify. Kamal, can you ratify that for me? Since you have a better memory. 36, 38. Maybe
Sir, it was at the support. Even a week earlier, we had analyzed.
Yeah.
So it was taking that monthly support close to 36.
36 to 38, right? So, yes, good bounce from 36 to 30 to 52. I would say wonderful bounce. It's giving you 60% returns over there, right? But monthly crossovers far from zero line. So even if it's giving you a support, don't expect the run to go up all the way to $200 that fast. Support trend has turned flat, but it turned flat here also. So it can turn flat and again come down. Why am I saying that? Because histograms are turned zero and crossover not yet in place. Bollinger Band still down. Mid Bollinger Band curving down. 8 still curving down, not flattened. 20 still coming down, not flattened. The only thing flattened is 34 and 65, which are anyway slower moving averages than 8 and 20. Upper Bollinger Band broadening and now curving down. If upper Bollinger Band has curved down as compared to this place, that means expect the price further revision down. What am I seeing this happen? If I can show you on my annotation, how I will expect it to move. May not come all the way down here because let me undo this completely. This will be now going like this. My drawing is bad, but this is what I'm expecting. Go up, come down, go up, come down. Consolidation, and then again fall, but fall not below this level. 12 is a very, very far-fetched number. I'm not expecting 12 at all. I will expect something at around 22 or 20 or 30. I would expect to go to till 30 at least. But this is monthly chart.
Sir, 54 is the resistance of 2019, August 2019.
Yes. 53, 54 is the resistance anyway. Which is why I said it'll go up slightly and then again come down. And monthly resistance. Very well identified, Vivek.
Sir, but if that resistance is broken and support is established, so as you rightly
Then
said
this support, then
previously,
this support. Yeah. Then
yeah,
this is the support at 38.
yes,
But then 54 getting broken.
yeah.
Let me remove the
So I feel
yeah.
let us book profit at the current level.
Yes.
Check what happens. If it has to take support, it will take support at this level of 54. Re-enter again.
Exactly. Perfect trade. Perfect trade. So you should be looking, if you entered the trade earlier, if Rafaqat and others have entered the trade, 54 is a booking point because this also happens to be the level over here at 57.85 high. 52.41, 57.85, and this is already at 54. So this month is already touched 54. So 54 and 55 or 57 would be your booking levels for taking your profits out and then re-entering at 38, 38 and 40. One good trade on Shopify, if you this is on TSX, then you have to check it out on the US market. Wherever Shopify in the US market is over there, you could buy a put touch. So this is this one over here. But however, if 54 gets taken out or 55, 57 gets taken out, let's say Shopify crosses 58 on a closing basis. On a week closing, if Shopify crosses 58, I will look for a next target of about 67, 68. A $10 upfront. If on a weekly closing, it closes above 58. I haven't seen the weekly chart. I'm still on monthly chart and I'm still making this prediction. On a weekly closing at above 58, I will look for a target of 68 automatically. Check out your weekly charts now. See the Bollinger Band squeeze again happening? I think I've drawn this box umpteen number of times. Shopify, though I remember this very well because I'm also, it was at one point in time one of our favorite stocks. $58 here, 32 here. Trading within that band. And these are weekly charts, weekly band. Look at the MACD. Crisscross, 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 crossed over here. 3 histograms on the positive side, still not enter the histogram. So don't expect this to cross 58 at all. So at 56, 55, 56, book your profits, re-enter at about 32, 33, 28. So it's a very good trading bet. But again, trading for at least 5 to 6 weeks at a stretch. It takes about 6 weeks to go from 32 to 56, 52. Look at this. 37, 38 over here and 54, 55 here. Takes about 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. Day chart, Shopify. 200-day moving average. Look at the level. Wow. 57. That's exactly the level which Vivek has identified for us. 54, 57 as the exhaustion levels for you. Very clear levels. The only good thing in day chart is this crossover has happened in the positive territory. So look at this. That is why I said if 58 gets broken out on a closing basis only, then only I'll look for a target of 67, 68. By that time, the resistance which Vivek has identified, resistance which we have just talked, will also get breached upward. This is the only thing that is talking about that breach may be possible. So I'll concur with Vivek when he tells me that, sir, I will like to take my profit at 56, 56.50, wherever I get a chance, book my profit, come into the money, keep the money in the bank, and then let it fall down, come down to our levels to buy and again take it up. Or book my profits and re-enter above 58 on a closing basis, not intraday. Yeah. All right. Kamal, which is the next stock after Shopify?
Google. Yes, sir.
Arey, why did this happen? Inverted hammer, shooting star, hammer at the bottom edge, downward price suggestion, monthly chart. Low volumes, but 50% a month done. And 50% of volume also done on the previous month. Histograms, MACD lines and signal lines coming down, no chance of crossover. CCI minus 21, flattening. It had curved up, but now flattened. Stochastic, no crossover yet. Monthly chart, not yet. So monthly chart looks bearish. Super trend is in the clean downward trend. Upper Bollinger Band curving up, lower Bollinger Band curving down. Not looking ready for it. Why can't I see number 8 on this? Moving average 8 is missing. Crossover of 8 and 20, 8 and 34 are about to happen. If this also happens, expect more further downside. Google, you can expect this price to come down to 80, 81 comfortably. Or even this level, 74. Another $20 down, highly possible. Right? Monthly chart. Week. First bullish sign of possibly reversal. I can't call it bearish, bullish engulfing, but yes, first possible sign of reversal. Price is just crossed above 200-day weekly moving average and at the 8 moving average on a weekly basis. Crossover on MACD about to happen. So if this continues upward, this is the first target, 102. Now, if I was to trade this, I would trade this by buying a call of 105 of November end expiry. Call of 105 strike price of November end expiry. Why am I saying that? Because your midterm elections are over, done with. Now this will tend to move up. So 105 expiry, November end expiry, highly possible. If not 105, I could also go by take 102, 103. That's also fine with me. This is expected to take a bump up because the broader markets will move. Nasdaq has some catching up to be done, so it may move up here. Book your profits on time and let it fall down if it wants to fall. Otherwise, this is where I'll book my profits, 104, 105. Which was the resistance support over here will now act like a resistance over here to me. Weekly support, weekly resistance. That will also be very close to your 20 moving average at 106.75. That's why take a call of 105 November end and trade with caution with this week low as your stop loss. So stop loss is at 87. If you see spot at 87, you book your losses. Day chart. Like in Nasdaq, this gap is the one which is looking bad. Similarly, you are at a level to close this gap. If this gap gets closed, look at the price 103 and you're looking at 105. Now you are already at the high point of at the open of this candle, the close of this candle, you're already here. The trend has just turned bullish now and you're moving up. So I would write this trend to close this gap at 103. That's why I'm saying 103, 104, 105 expiry, month end expiry, November last date expiry. Last Friday of November expiry. 105 expiry, let it close, book your profits and exit. If 105 or 106, if 105, 106 gets broken out, breached upward, positive breakout, then this gap will require to get filled between 111 and 108. 111 and 108, this gap will require to get filled. So if 105 gets breached and you are still holding your call, I would shift it to 112 call. Then that call will be mid-December or third week before the Christmas vacation starts. So it should be an expiry by about December 20th or December 21st, whatever expiry you get over there. Whichever Friday you get over there, that is the expiry you will take, 112. And this will be your 105 will be your stop loss of that. Yeah, Google done. Any questions further on Google?
No, sir. Next is Dollarama.
Day chart looks bad. Monthly chart. Now look at monthly chart of Dollarama. All our indexes were giving you this month green. Half the month is over, they were showing you green candle. He is showing you a red Marubazu, bearish engulfing, not of the month of October, but also the month of September. He has almost engulfed, forget the VIX, he has engulfed 1, 2, and 3. He's engulfed even this month of August. The body of all 3 months have been engulfed in half a month of November alone. Clearly selling at the rise and waiting for correction to happen. Super 10 turned flat, 3 months bearish engulfing. Negative crossover on the bearish engulfing has already happened. CCI has curved down. Stochastic at 85 and 87. Negative crossover has already happened. So expect the price would come and touch 70 at least, or about 70, 70 at least. 70, and then this 65 will be your mid Bollinger Band will be your support level. Monthly chart looking bad. Weekly chart. Now, as I've been saying this session, if the week is closing at the top, expect bullishness. This week is closing at the bottom. Expect further bearishness. Weekly chart clearly indicates to you 68, 70 is what you can look for. 68, 67. This week, 1, 2, and 3 all falling down. Weekly charts. First weekly support at 75, 75, 74. Right? It is closing below the 20 moving average, weekly moving average. So it's definitely become weak. Negative crossover, falling down, negative crossover here also. Stochastic also down, looking very weak. First target 72, then next target 66. First target 72, lower target, next target 66. When I say these are targets, these are also places where you could look for support to buy. Now, I would not be a very keen buyer at 72, but at 65, 66 or 67, or even at 67.50, I would be a keen buyer. I would dip into the buying of this on a weekly chart basis. Day chart. One single day has cleared the gap up and given you a bullish, a bearish Marubazu engulfing candle. Now watch this one candle very carefully. He has engulfed all these candles. Let me draw this box for you and show it to you. He's actually engulfed not 1, He has engulfed a large range of candles. Seen that? He's almost engulfed all of them. Single day candle. So either they must have had some earning announcement or some announcement on Friday, which is the reason why this fall was done. One day he closes this gap completely. One day only he closes this gap, which is a huge gap if you ask me. From 78 to 80, $2 gap. And single candle has engulfed all of them. Right? Look at this crossover here. Negative crossover, negative, negative, all negative done. Lower Bollinger Band just touched and closed below the lower Bollinger Band. The lower Bollinger Band was at 77.76. You closed at 77.34, below the lower Bollinger Band. 8 is at the lowest point. Crossovers clearly happened, negative crossovers. Bearish super trend. So, Dollarama, as I just told you, I would look to buy at around, not even this level, somewhere around 67. Your 200-day moving average is at 74. This can easily be done. 72, 40, 50, or even 68 can easily be achieved. So at around anything between 68 and 72, I'll start 68, 69, I'll start buying it. Not before that. Not before that. Right? So Dollarama done. Next on line is PPL and CM. Gap up opening, opening closed, gap closed, month chart. He is almost covered 50% of the last month volume within this month, which is good, very good, healthy numbers. So first target 48.50. Thereafter 51. And then of course, lifetime high at 53.58, 53.60 or 53.80. So first target 48.50, next target 51, and then 54. Monthly chart. Super trend has turned flat, which is the reason why this downfall was seen, but now reversal happening. Reversal happening. So first target is at 48.50 or 49. Or if you want to be more precise, 49.50. But I would say 48.50, 48.75. If you're already in this trade, 47.50 or 48.50 would be the place to first book your profits and then enter in for a fresh uptick for 54. Monthly chart. It's in the positive territory, may give you a breakout. If it gives you this crossover in MACD, you will look at 54 very shortly. Though it's a monthly chart, you will look at the numbers faster. Right? CCI has curved up in positive territory. Stochastic crossover not yet taken place on a monthly chart. So things are en route, happening en route. 5 white soldiers, weekly chart. Very close at the 34 moving average, acting like a resistance, which is at about 47, which is not far away. Hence, first target 49. Why do we say that? 200-day moving average, lower Bollinger Band flattening and curving up, upper Bollinger Band flattened and again trying to curve up, super trend flattened, curving up, mid Bollinger Band definitely curved up, 8 moving average is flattening and curving up. Crossover happened over here, 2 histograms in. This should be in the 3rd or the 4th histogram. The blue line should enter in. So momentum will not be fast, which is why this level at 49 should act like a resistance, curve down and go up. Weekly chart. So then let's look for a better signals on the day chart. Day chart will give you the gaps if it is there is. Number one, the day chart is immediate gap between Thursday and Friday. 45 and 46. It's a $1, almost about 80 cents gap, which is there. Right? That is the first thing. Second, at the upper Bollinger Band, CCI curved up at positive territory of 145, which is very healthy. Stochastic crossover already shown to you. Super trend flattening and curving up because of this gap up. 8 is crossing 65, which is nice, but it's a doji candle at the upper Bollinger Band. A doji at the upper Bollinger Band and at 200-day moving average. So it is just gaining strength. So first targets 47.75, 48, 49. And then of course, as targets given to you earlier. So PPL over there. Gaurav, any comments since it's your choice?
Sir, for me, one of the other key things was on the weekly chart, the last candle also had a very long wick, which was a strong lower price rejection.
Yes, it was. It was a long wick. So it's a very good hammer on top, but hammer at the mid Bollinger Band.
Right, sir.
Had this been lower, it would have been a beautiful up move. But this is at the mid Bollinger Band. That is the reason why. That's the reason why at 49, I would be tempted to get rid of and take my profits out first.
Right. And sir, the other thing that I also saw was, and I mentioned that if we look at the Toronto Exchange Energy Index,
yes,
it is also at a resistance level. So it's very close to the resistance level. So if there's a reversal in the energy sector as such from there, we could see some corrections.
Yes, automatically. But as a sector, the whole thing will correct, which is why this will go up and come down. Let me give me the annual rate for you. This should go up like this. Come down. And then break up. This is the way it should move.
Right, sir. That's how I'm hoping. So I'm not in a position at this, but I'll likely take a position next week.
If you are likely to take a position next week, your position should be somewhere near this level. which should be, let me check it out, 45, around 45 with a stop loss at 44.
Okay.
Around 45, stop loss of $41 stop loss. For a target of 48, 75, 49. Or 48, 50 and 49. Anything in between this range.
Right, sir.
Right? All right. Which is the next one? You guys will have to unmute and keep talking about it because I'll have to
Sir,
otherwise
it's
go back to the
CM.
chat again. CM, yeah.
CM.
Let's finish up with you and then take Abhijit's Barrick and
Right.
Square.
So, so CM on NYSE.
CM on NYSE.
Right. So we discussed CM last time as
Last
well. We
week also,
discussed it on the
yes.
Toronto exchange, but they operate similarly. So just a suggestion to the entire audience that if you have the stock has presence over multiple exchanges, and I often run into I have balance available in one currency and not in the other. So always look at both the charts and it helps. So I took positions last week on NYSE based on my TS6 analysis, and the charts were pretty similar.
And what did you buy it at?
So last, I don't remember the buy price, but I got 3.5%, 3.5%.
3.5% already. That means you
Yeah,
bought
I mean,
at
I'm out of the
the
position.
rock bottom.
I'll take a fresh position now.
That's the right way. That's the right way.
Right.
You book your profit.
Between 2.5 to 3.5, I am out.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to go. That's a perfect way to trade. Now,
Yes,
this
and,
is a very clear thing.
Vivek sir, before going further, and this would be helpful for Gaurav and those who are starting to trade in Canada and US market, both means the tickers which are traded on both. So the ones which are traded on NYSE or NASDAQ and on TSX, you get the advantage of trading in the extended market hours if they are listed in the US exchanges. So
Right.
example like CM or Shopify, you can make better returns if you trade on the ones which are listed in the US market because of extended market hours trading. So your analysis remains the same. It's just the conversion between CAD to USD that shows the difference in the stock price. In terms of trend and analysis, it remains the same. So your analysis on one of the ticker on any of the exchange would apply for other as well. It's the advantage of trading in the extended market hours that makes it more attractive to trade in the US markets. Also, the volume on the US ones, you'll see the volume traded is a cumulative. So your volatility and the trade closures for the US markets could be, or the trade executions could be faster.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Thank you. So going back to the CM chart. Can you see my charts? Lovely. So first things on the weekly chart, you will see 4 white soldiers and the price is at its resistance level of $49. Right? Now, if 49 gets breached confidently and conclusively, that means if you see 49.50 on a day closing, 49.50 and above, enter in for a fresh round up to 52, 75, 53. And next target after that, 54.50 or up to 56. So anything closing, conclusive closing above 49.50 You will enter for a target of 52.50 or 55, or third target of 56, 57.50. Clear. Banking industry, it will have to shoot up. This is the weekly chart. Support, now it is above the 200-day moving average, so it will move up definitely. Take the day chart. Clearly moved away. The first target over here at 49, which is just around the corner. I'm not really worried about this. What I'm worried about is that this level over here is just about to close this gap. This gap was at between 49.39 and about 40 cents gap. But this gap has to get closed. So if this gap gets closed at 49.74, then this gap between 51 and 52 has to get closed also in the same run. So anything close above 49.50, as I just told you, look for a straight run till 53. If you are in the trade, book your first profit at 49 or 48.75, re-enter on a breakout above 49.50, target of 53. Because that means this gap will also have to get closed and go up to 53. So this gap closing at 49, and then this. Else, if you are on trade from lower levels, don't book out over here. Trail your stop losses till 49.50. Don't book, trail them. And after 49.50, trail till a target of 53. But at 53, please book good profits because you are on a 200-day moving average resistance. At 53, please book your profits. Clear, Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
All right, which is the next one? I think we had Barrick, if I'm not mistaken. Barrick, is it for Toronto or is it US? Abhijit, Barrick is which one?
Sir, any you can take for Toronto.
Toronto, all right. And after that, we'll take Square. All right, Barrick. Fortunately, see Barrick some green after some time. Bullish engulfing. Maru Vazu. Taken care of a large number of weekly candles. Right? So right from July to 30th of October, almost July, August, September, October, 4 months of consolidation and one weekly candle is almost engulfing all of them. However, the close of this candle is still below the open of this candle, which is the 10th of July. . If this trend has to continue, now look at the crossover on a weekly channel. It crossed over, happened over here. Exhaustion. Sorry, excuse me. Exhaustion, but they are still no way of turning back down. They are still trying to expand up. The momentum will not be there. So if I get Barrick at 23, 23.40, I will have to book my profits if I'm there. If I bought it at this levels of 1920, at 23, 23.30, 23.25, I will book some profits definitely. This is another 22.67 is another resistance for you. Look at this. 22.67, all of these candles. 22.80, 22.67. That should be acting like a resistance. Now this is a big candle. I expect this to be taken out in the coming week. So 22.67, 22.80, though a resistance, I expect it to be touched in the coming week. And then looking at 23.50 to breach upward, to take a breakout upward. Yeah. Don't expect a very large moment, but you can expect that. Why would you say that? It is ballooning and non-squeeze has happened. Within the squeeze, 1 week candle has almost covered the entire Bollinger Band run. So if it continues further, this will give you a run up to this level, 23.30, 23.40 definitely. Day chart. Even if you look at the day chart, the same box was being maintained. Now again in the week, he's closing near the top end of the week. So expect it to be bullish for some time. That is why I said, because it's at the week, top end of the week, expect it to be bullish. But somewhere over here, 23.50, 23.40, first resistance. Thereafter, 24.50, and then this level of 26. But this will take time. This will take time. In the week chart, in the day chart, the crossover happened. It came into the histograms in the first 3 or 4 days alone. Both the candles have the MACD line and signal line have come into the histograms in the first 4 days, which is why this is happening. Also, volumes. Clear? A lot of consolidation time has taken place, and now volume is going to pull it up. Your 200-day moving average at 24.50, that is also the spot where you will be booking your profits. Abhijit, any question on this? Are you in the trade?
Yes, sir. I mean, I entered in Barrick Gold on NYSE, not on this, around 1450. So
ABX. Oh, 1 second.
it is gold, GOLD.
GOL.
GOLD for Barrick Gold.
GU or GO?
GOLD.
Almost similar.
Yeah, similar.
Almost. What did you enter it at?
1450.
Close to the low on this date.
Yeah.
So you already had a good $4, $2 profit which is quite a handsome return if you ask me.
Yes. Now volumes are down, so I think
Yes,
maybe
so
it
you
can go
you
down.
should learn to take some profits out by 1685 or 1675.
Yes.
Take some book some profit by 1675 unless it was an averaging trade. If it is not an average trade is if it's the first time trade, book your profits around 1675, which will be a good profit. Or if you don't want to book profits at 1675, then this should be your stop loss, 1580.
Okay, sir.
Right? 1580 should be your stop loss so that you will never go you will never be in a loss in that case. At 1580 also you'll make $1.30, which is very good. $1.13 on 1450 is almost about a 10%, 8% profit, 8 to 9% profit.
Yes, sir.
So that will be very good. So then your stop loss is at 1580, and then if you don't book out at 1670, if it breaks out above 1670, then you trail your stop losses accordingly. And trailing has already been taught to you.
Okay, sir.
Right? Lovely. Next, Square. SQARE. Which is SQPASP. Which is Squarespace. Are you looking at this?
Sir, if you type just SQ, block the first one.
What have you entered, Abhijit, at? 63. So 73.50, 73.70, the first target. Second target 80, and then 87. 87.50 or 80 or 18 or 90. Yeah, 87.50, 87.50, and then 90. You entered at 63, you're already at about $8 profit, which is almost 8% profit already done. Congratulations, lovely trade. Here's weekly chart. You are at a resistance at 75. 74.50 is a resistance level for you. So at 74.50, I would suggest book partial profit and then move towards or trail your stop losses. Weekly chart, look at the day chart. Abhijit had to leave, so sorry, he's not around. So 75 for Abhijit here, which should continue momentum because of the MACD crossover. CCI at a very healthy overbought levels. So my suggestion to Abhijit would be, whenever he sees it, at 75, I would book a profit of about at $10, at least $10 to $12. That gives me approximately about 20% return, which is or about 17 to 18% return, which is very healthy. In case if he doesn't want to take the return immediately, he should trail his stop losses and move towards the target of 90. 1991. Right? That's the way it's going to be. All right. Anybody else? Any more to be taken? Good. We're down to only the 4 of us left. Gaurav, Aditya, Kamal, and me. I think we have covered most of the queries. Any queries on the YouTube that require to be addressed?
So there's question about gold. So do we trade in gold? So maybe if you could answer to that. So I think he's interested in gold as commodity. So what we trade is ES, similar to ES, there's gold futures as well.
So what is the code for gold futures?
So if you type GC, I think.
GC?
Yes.
Gold December, GCF?
The one for, yeah, I think the first one, GC, yeah, equal to F is for futures.
Well, for gold.
Yeah. So he also says that you are doing good. Compliment for you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, all right. Monthly candle for the gold. Bullish engulfing. He engulfs almost 1, 2, and 3 monthly candle, which is really nice. First super trend target is at 1950. $1,950. First super trend target. Right? Volume stepping in. Crossover not yet taken place, but expected to take place. CCI curving up, which is positive. And stochastic crossover has already taken place. So monthly target, yes, this can be looked at, keeping in mind that in case if global markets tend to correct, gold will definitely move up. So on that account, yes, gold is moving up on a monthly target, but 1950 upper limit for the gold. This is the monthly chart. Weekly, again, engulfing, and he engulfs a large number of weeks. One single candle, good volume, engulfs large number of weeks. CCI at almost 96. Stochastic crossover, very clearly done. Price above 200, 820, just under 34 and 65. So first target 1830, and then 1950, 1960. So first target 1830 and then 1960. Weekly chart, so don't expect that in this month at all. 1960, I could look at possibly by December end or even January end. The gold moves slowly. Very rarely do you find such huge Maru Bazu kind of candles. Very rarely do you find such huge candles. This is a week chart. Day chart. 1800 is a 200-day moving average resistance for gold. Very clear climb in the super trend, very clear crossover. Look at this crossover on MACD. Second histogram, the blue line. The third histogram, the orange line. And look at the way it moved from 1600 and 1670 to 1770. $100 jump in just 1, 2, 3, 4 days, in just a week's time. 1 week of trading and it moved up. CCI at this level, you are now outside the Bollinger Band. On a day Bollinger Band, you are completely, candle is outside the Bollinger Band. So whichever the Bollinger Band will have to expand in or force the price to come within. So this could be leading to consolidation for some time with $1,800 as the upper limit for you, exhaustion limit for you. $1,800 as the exhaustion limit for you. Stochastic at 96.50 and 96.45, still positive, but the negative crossover can always happen at $1,800. So if you are holding gold, your immediate target is only about 1795 or 1800, 1810. Immediate target. You want longer targets. If 1800 crosses on a closing basis, then your next target is 1855, 1880, and $1,900. And after that, targets will shoot up to 1965, 1975, and then 2000. But that's very far away. I would never predict gold for that long. To me, first resistance is at $1,800. If I'm trading gold, $1,800 is where I'll try to book my profits if bought at from lower levels to this place. Why? Because your price is completely outside the upper Bollinger Band. So the price has to move sideways for the Bollinger Band to expand and envelop you. Plus Bollinger Band expanding, which is good, so it will move sideways and then climb up. It will not be the same climb of 85-degree angle all through and through. It will be like this, like this, like this. Let me draw it and show it to you. This will possibly go up like something like this. It will consolidate, let this Bollinger Band come inside in terms of the price, and then pick it up. Yeah, that's gold for you. All right, any more questions? Any more questions from anybody?
Sir, on YouTube, we have Zia. He is asking again about Shopify. So if you could just summarize your perspective.
Ask him
about
Shopify, is he doing it on Toronto or is he doing it on New York Stock Exchange?
I think TSX.
TSX, I've just opened up USD. What's his name you said again?
Zia.
Zia. All right, Zia. This is Shopify for you. This is on New York Stock Exchange. We've already done Shopify earlier, so you will, of course, do a detailed analysis reading when you watch the YouTube replay.
Yeah, he's looking for Toronto. TSX, maybe.
TSX. So let's go back to
you.
Shop.to. Shop.to, we actually analyzed in depth today. So I will request him to revisit the YouTube channel. But just for him, the weekly chart looks good. Specifically looks good. Why? I'll explain that to you, because this one candle has been important in breaking out a large amount of box breakout. A consolidation breakout has been done. Weekly chart, it has actually now just broken above this or at the top edge, and the trend has just turned bullish. So the first target on Shopify would be 64.88 or 65. Right? But this specifically 3 weeks tells you that at 52 or 53, he touches and reverses down. So in case if you are there in Shopify, you entered the trade earlier, I would suggest book some profits and wait for it to correct down. Your ideal price on buying Shopify would be at around 32, 35 for a target of 52 to 54. If you are holding this, I would suggest book your profits at 53, 54. After it breaks 55, 50 clearly or 56 clearly, your next target will be 65 over here. This is a weekly chart. It's been consolidating right from May 2022, and it has touched the levels of 52, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks. It touches, comes down, touches, comes down, touches, and comes down. So I would always recommend you to book your profits at anything between 53, 54. If you get a chance, place your orders to take profits in. If it closes above 58, if it closes above 58, your next target will be 66. So you book your profits and re-enter if it gives you a day closing above 58. I'm not asking you for a week closing. If it gives you a day closing above 58, re-enter and put a target at 66 or 65. If you enter at 58 and you close your trade at 65, 66, you will still make about 12 to 15% profit on Shopify on TSX. But ideal entry price should be around 32 or 35. This is a box trading happening on a weekly chart. On a day chart, you see the same box is being done, just that I can relate this box to yeah. You see that now? Right from day chart, 5th of May to date, it has not been able to break the upper line, which is 54. It touches, gives it a wick and comes down. Currently also, the last day, 54.18 and then closing at 52.30. A $2 down from the high of Friday. So which is why at 54 or 55, I would book my profit and re-enter at about 32, 35 or even 36 if you want to. This box is very clearly given to you. It touches 35, 36 very frequently. And you can take that trade for about a 2-week trade. So look at this. This was on 13th of October, and within 1 month, it has given you that return. You buy it at what price? At 36. You sell it at 52, which is or 54, which is almost a $20 jump from 36, which gives you a very strong return. A very strong return. So this is a box trading happening in Shopify on this case. Why do we say buy above 58? Because 58 is your 200-day moving average, 57.66. So any closing above 58 would mean your price has come above the 200-day moving average. So then you look for higher targets as has just been given to you. Anything above 58, I will look for a target of about 66, 67. Which if you see, this was a support over here, and that is the support that is my target now there at 66, 67. Earlier target 62. At 58, I will look at 62, then look at 66 to liquidate and take my profits out on Shopify on TSX. Hopefully that has answered your question. If you can mention on a YouTube if it is answered or you have any more queries on that, please feel free to ask.
Yes, sir. I think, yeah. He had thanks saying that it's very well explained. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And he was also looking to know about dividend stocks which pay dividend. So one of the stock that we have recommended for our learners as well was LIF. So if you could do analysis of LIF, and we covered FFN, which used to be dividends. There's FTN, which is of the same, but I see that that's in the overbought region. So we can
LIF, what is the code?
LIF, LIF.to.
I don't see it. No, I see it. Monthly chart, very LIFTO. Dividend paying, I think it pays every month, every 2 or 3 months. June, September, and March. Every 3 months is paying a dividend. Monthly chart looking wonderful. In half month, he has cleared this entire. He's engulfed all these 4 months and almost come to the open of this month of June. He is almost closing at the opening of month of June, which is very healthy. Above 8 moving average, above 65 moving average, almost touching 34 moving average. If this price starts moving up above 34, it's already above 65, it moves above 34. This 34.50 or 35.50 is the first target. Thereafter, 42. This is monthly chart. So don't expect this in the month of November, December. I'm looking at almost about now Jan Feb. Weekly, all right, let me show you monthly. The crossover is about to happen. And the MACD histograms are just at the zero line. Not yet, but just there. CCI curved up at minus 48, which is healthy. It is coming into the positive territory. Stochastic has just crossed over between 17 and 15, which is good. And Super 10 has turned flat. Clear? So first target, if you ask me, 37, which is your mid Bollinger Band. So look at that target by about end December. 37 by end December. Right? Let's look at the weekly chart to take a closer targets if we can. 34 first target. 38 or 37 here. So once 34 gets breached in a positive direction, the breakout is positive. This is your next target, 39. 39 and then 42. Something very important to note over here is on a weekly chart, this gap down has to get filled in. And this filling in will take place at 3350 levels, 3350 or 3380 levels. Once this gap gets filled, which is, I think, another by this month end, then you can look for this target by December end. December end or Jan third week. I would say Jan third week. That would be a better place to look at. Jan third week is. Day chart. Outside the upper Bollinger Band, red doji, undecided, super 10 turning up, 8 crossing over 65, which is very healthy. Crossover of 8 and 20 happened over here. Crossover of 8 and 34 happened over here. 8 and 65 happened over here. 200-day first moving average at 33.85. 33.75, 33.85. That was the first target which he told you also. Anything above 34, look for an upper trend. Crossover happened at the zero. Look at the MACD crossover happened at the 0 line. And it moved right from 29 to 32 within the last 6 days. Within the last 6 days. Right from 29 to 32. That is almost $3 or 10% run within the just last 6 days. And that is shown in your MACD crossover line here. At the zero, crossover positive, both of them in the first 3 or 4, and it gives you a 10% return straight away. Crossover here, look at CCI at the 0 line. Positive crossover at currently at a very healthy level of 140 and gives you the same thing. Stochastic crossover happens over here and it gives you that further push. So first target, 200-day moving average at 33.80 or 34 and then move for a higher targets. Yeah. Any questions? Any further questions?
So just quickly, if you can cover, you had covered FFN. There's FTN, which on monthly chart it looks to have reversed. It
Give me
gives
the code FPN.
FTN, FTTN, T for Toronto, .tu. On the monthly chart. Yeah, okay, fine. It gives monthly dividends.
Consolidation at this zone. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 5 months. Regularly 8.3 is the lowest. 8.3, 8.44, 8.75. So this is consolidation happening over here, but the super trend is curving down. Now what would I do? I would buy it at around 8.4 or 8.5. 8.45, 8.5 is where I would like to buy it. And take it for a first target of 9.5. $1 run on 8.4 will give you a very good return. Dividend paying, monthly dividend paying, of course, and he's paying you handsome dividend of about 12 cents.
Which is about 16%.
16% is just the dividend he's paying you. But if you buy it at 8.45 or 8.5 and you close it at about 9.4, 9.5 is $1 profit or about 80 cents profit is approximately about 10% plus. This is the monthly chart. It is consolidating. It could break to 6.23. But I don't expect that to happen because that is talking about October 2020. It hasn't broken so low. It touched the middle Bollinger Band and it's taking resistance or support over there. Consolidating happening very clearly. So 8.45 to buy, 9.45 to sell.
So I was looking at
9.45.
the, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was looking at CCI. CCI seems to have reversed and histograms reducing in size.
Yes, but the crossovers have still not taken place.
Yeah.
MACD crossover not yet taken place. CCI still at minus 80 levels on a monthly chart. And stochastic crossover has happened. Look at the weekly chart also. Since we are doing this on clear? Box movement on a weekly chart right from June. You know your supports, you know your resistances. Look at your support trend very clearly at 9.6. This is at 9.5, 9.45 is where I would sell this and bring it down. Bollinger Band also clearly below your, above your resistance levels. So support trend is clearly saying we will reverse at 9.55, 9.5. Week chart. What am I doing? Clear? I can drop this 9.26. Sorry. If this goes up, this is your resistance level 9.21. 1, 2. Day charts, way back in September, way back in August, in October. Monthly tops. These are August, September top at 9.25, September tops at 9.25, October tops at 9.25. So 9.25 or 9.23 is your top for September and October. November also I expect 9.25 to be touched and brought down. So sell at 9.25, buy at 8.5, 8.40, 8.45, 850. Look at this September buying. Look at this October buying. October buying again 8.5. October selling 923. November selling 923. November buying at 840, 850. Clear? Anything else required?
Yeah, he had a question about TFSA or RRSP, which I have responded in the
That
chat.
you have responded. All right. All right, guys. What's your local time now in Canada?
So it's 1:20. I think we are good for today's session. And thanks for analyzing two stocks at the end, which is good for those who would be interested in holding stocks for monthly or quarterly dividends.
Yeah. All right, guys. So those of you who are with us on the channel, you also know that we conduct a lot of training classes ourselves. All those are on platform, on the Zoom platform, online. You can visit our website, which is GMT. The links will be given to you by Kamal, of course, on the chat box here. We have our courses which are forthcoming. We're going to start. We are scheduling it on November 19th if we can. If not, whenever the batch is ready, we will be taking it up, right? Because unfortunately or fortunately, the mentors who train you, some of them are actually very busy this month. Personal commitments. So we are really not very keen to start unless we have good learners. If learners are there, of course, then yours truly and Kamal will take over and teach you completely. Otherwise, the other there are some mentors who are very busy in their personal life. So they have actually requested us to delay the starting of the session. So,
Yes.
but if there are learners around, this platform is always keen to help learners and we will start a batch. Any queries, you can contact Kamal. You can contact us on the website. We have a course which is almost a 4-week course, 8 days, done only on weekends, running for about 2.5 to 3 hours every weekend. We start in the morning, which is fixed. Closing times are never known. So anybody wanting to learn in a structured manner, please contact us. It will be a pleasure for us to teach you. Okay? I really don't want to go into the course content and all because it's available on the website. Also, our session for talking about the course is over, right? Which we have spent more analyzing rather than talking about the course. So just a formality of announcing if anybody wants to touch. What we require from you is, as Gaurav will also, who's one of our students earlier, who is now generating good calls on his own. I mean, I would love to comment this on Gaurav. He's generating very good calls, almost about 3 calls on a weekly basis. And I personally enjoy analyzing his thoughts on thinking, why is he creating them? And he shares his analysis, very in-depth analysis, which by the looks of it, I'm sure I'll have him as one of my co-anchors very shortly. He's really improving by the hour, if I may say. Right?
Thank you, sir. You're very kind.
Yes, Gaurav.
Thank you, sir. You're very kind. I think there's still a lot to learn, still a long journey, but the kind words are very encouraging. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Gaurav. Right. So you will be in the August company of all these learners who are keen to grow their money. As we always keep talking about, saying you have an income already coming along with you. Use that income, generate a secondary income, which is going to be over a period of time. It will be a secondary income for you. But that secondary income will steadily will outbeat your primary income. And that is when you can look at a second career option also. A passive income, which is being generated by your efforts over your weekend, over your free time, generating a wealth for yourself and your family. But learn the tricks, learn it in a structured manner, learn it from a plethora of at least 5 mentors in different time frames with different experiences. We have Tahir talking about fundamentals. We have Aditya, Vivek talking about technicals, talking about psychology of trading. You have Kamal and me talking about indicators, about strategies. So each one will teach you exactly what his forte is. And in the bargain, you get the best out of the five of us. And hopefully we'll have a sixth mentor very soon also with us. Right? So thank you very much is all I can say. And any further queries, get in touch with Kamal on the website or directly on his number if you have it. Right? So thank you very much and have a lovely trading week ahead of you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vivek sir, for good summary of what we have for all those interested to learn from us. And just to add a small bit to it, so I understand that many of you who are interested to learn the course are busy because of your schedule. So we would be planning for a crash course type short duration course in December during the holidays period. So those who would like to learn the skills but have lesser time could utilize your December holidays for learning through the courses that we offer. Also, we would be discussing for those who would like to quick start trading. So we will be sharing more details about it when we have the formal plan. So with that, we would encourage you all to join our free analysis sessions as well as some of the orientation sessions, which we will be planning soon, so that you can get more details of the course and have confidence in enrolling in the course, so you can learn the skills of trading, which could help you grow your money on your own. So with that, thank you all for joining. Hope you all have good, profitable trading week, and we'll see you in the next session next weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend, what's left of it, and of course, a great trading week ahead of you. Thank you.